Ever wonder what makes a mechanical keyboard feel and sound so satisfying? Let's break down what's happening under each key. A typical mechanical switch has 5 core parts: the upper housing, stem, spring, metal contacts, and the lower housing. All these parts work together whenever a key is pressed. We'll take a look at each part and see how it works. The upper housing is the top shell of the switch. At the center is a large cutout that holds the stem in place and helps guide its movement. The farther side is rounded in this shape to make space for the metal contacts inside the switch, and will usually second as a tiny place where brand name or switch type text is displayed. At the nearer side, there's a smaller cutout opening where the LED light can shine through for RGB models. 2. Stem. The stem is the main moving part inside the switch. It provides the connection between the keycap and internal components. The top part is what plugs into the keycap. At the bottom, a cylindrical pole is extended, where a spring will be attached to provide resistance when a key is pressed. On the sides, you'll see rails that help stabilize the vertical movement of the stem so that it doesn't wobble around. But most importantly, at the front side are 2 legs. The shape of these is directly responsible for how the key feels when pressed. It's important to note that these legs maintain the 2 metal leaves separated until a key is pressed. 3. Spring. The spring sits beneath the stem, pushing it back up after each press. The tension of the spring affects how much force you need to press the key. It can range from little to no pressure to requiring more angry typing. 4. Lower housing. The lower housing forms the base of the switch. It clamshells together with the top housing, holding all components together. It is divided into even smaller compartments. At the center is where the spring is anchored underneath the stem. The rails at the sides are used to stabilize the stem while it moves. At the closer side is another cutout for the very important RGB light, and at the further side is where the metal contacts are positioned. 5. Metal contacts. The metal contacts, or leaves, sit inside the bottom housing. They're directly connected to the circuit board beneath the switch and are responsible for registering a key press. One part is tensioned in such a way that it wants to expand forward. It is kept from touching the other metal contact by the stem legs. As the stem moves down during a key press, the legs are moved out of the way, allowing the metal leaves to come into contact, completing an electrical circuit and sending an F key press as a sign of respect for your fallen comrade. Now that we understand how each part works, we can now see how it all works together. Let's look at a cross-section to see it all happen. When you press the key, the stem pushes down against the spring. It is stabilized by the top housing, the rails at each side, and the center pole. As it travels, it allows the metal leaves to come together, completing a circuit and sending the signal to your computer. The shape of the legs determine whether the switch will feel linear or tactile. And that's how a mechanical switch works. Now that you know what's going on at your fingertips, you'll never look at your keyboard the same way again. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Speedsplain for more speedsplaining videos.